If anyone is interested in the chat, I can actually call open an example script if anyone wants to see it.
Personally, that's something I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get my vote.
Okay. Well, here's a good example. I'm going to open up the very first script that I ever wrote. This is the one that I used in GameMaker. And if I can get into the right folder directory, because it's hard to talk and click on things at the same time. Here we go. So I edit all of my AutoHotkey scripts in Notepad. And let me zoom in on this guy here. So this looks crazy, and that's because it was poorly written. I call the script floor because the mathematical function for rounding down and getting rid of the decimal points on something is a floor round. So that's why the script ended up with the name floor. And what it does is it sends alt, that's what the exclamation mark is, alt S, alt O. That makes sure that no matter where I have my selection, alt S means that I select the settings tab, then alt O takes me back into objects. Now I know that if I mash tab a whole bunch of times, I'll eventually get down here. So that's what you're seeing here. There's a whole bunch of these. Send this like backquote T is an escape character, and this is backquote T is the shortcut for tab. Of course, this is the very first script I ever wrote. I also realized after the fact that you can just write tab like that, so that's way easier. Also, this is completely unnecessary. I'm sending tab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, so instead of doing this nonsense, I can just say tab 6. There we go. Send tab 6 times. Then I say once I'm in the text box, I hit end and then backspace backspace. Then I hit tab again, then end, then backspace backspace. And now I've gotten rid of any data that would come after the decimal point. And I was able to rewrite this whole script here. So what was originally 35 lines, when I press F8, then I've got this double colon operator. That's just what AutoHotkey uses. And then in my floor script, you can see this is my crazy long script. So if it detects that I'm in GameMaker, here it is, on a single line, I use if when active. There's my tilde, or well, it's actually the back quote. If I press that key, then I have this branching, I get the window title, and I store it in a variable called window title. And then I use string matching, so in string, to check if I'm in Google Slides, Docs, Sheets, if I'm in any of the other programs that I might be using, if I'm in GameMaker specifically. So here, let me, I mentioned there was that utility Window Spy. Let me pull that up here, just so you can see that this is not in fact malware. If I have GameMaker open and I select this window, you can see Window Spy is telling me that I've got AHK class T room form. Okay, so that's what I reference in here, AHK class T room form. And then I send Alt S, Alt O, Tab 6, end, backspace twice, Tab, end, backspace twice, and that's it. You can see all these semicolons on the end here. This is how you write a comment in AutoHotkey. So that's how I've got these, English text in amongst the other stuff. And I've commented out, in this case, the original script. So all of these sleep commands in here, this was to space out all the hotkeys so that you could see, that's what it looked like when it ran slowly, the very first time I ever pressed it. So that was, let's see, and I'm sure, there we go. I had to touch it once and then it broke. That's perfect. So if I press F8, you can see that there's this half second delay between each key press, and there it eventually cleans it up so that it's this size. But then when I got rid of all those sleep commands, there we go, broke again. That's how often it would happen. And I sent this to the software designers and I said, hey, there's this bug. And they said, we can't reproduce it. So, okay, I had to come up with my own solution. So whatever. Now I press tilde and it's fixed in like under a second. So that's what I love AutoHotkey.